So today we're talking about early extension or staying in posture through impact. Now this is probably a fault that 90% of golfers out there have. Sometimes it is caused, and the cause is important, by how we move in the backswing and how we stand to the golf ball. Today I'm going to share with you a couple of drills or 3 drills that are going to help you change your early extension, change your feels in your body that you can work on at home, on the range, that are going to make a difference to your pattern through the hitting zone. Keep watching to learn how. So we're looking today at early extensions. So early extension is when the body kind of thrusts towards the golf ball in the downswing. We want extension in the body in lots of areas of the body, but we don't want extension towards the golf ball as we start our downswing or into our delivery position. What it causes us to do is run out of room, our chest goes up, and basically we have to flick at the golf ball, or we'll even shank the golf ball. Sometimes it happens because the plane gets very steep in the downswing, and then we early extend to shallow the plane. Sometimes it'll happen just because of mobility. Sometimes it'll happen because of poor posture, being locked out at address and staying locked out in the backswing. So basically then we've got nowhere to go but to go forward. Sometimes it can be conceptual. We haven't got the awareness to know what we should be doing and how we should be moving. And that's what you'll get a little bit from this video, hopefully, as well as the fixes and feels. But we're certainly going to give you some drills today that are going to give you the feels to not extending. And let me make things clear. I do want you to extend towards target this way, for sure. And I do want your legs to extend at different phases in the backswing and downswing, but not extending towards the golf ball. That is definitely a big no. So let's get into the exercises. The first exercise is one of my favorites for this, and it's what I call the heel toe drill. What you do is you take your address, you stand ever so slightly closer to the ball than you would do normally. You then raise your heels in the air, swing back, and as you get to the transition, you place your heels down and almost lift your toes in the air. Now, you're not going to be able to hit balls miles doing this. These are going to be short shots. But what we're getting the sensation of here is obviously starting with our pelvis a bit more tucked under, starting with our weight a bit onto the toes, and then moving our weight towards our heels during our transition and downswing. And by lifting our toes into the impact area, if we can, you're keeping your weight there. So essentially it's making you push your tailbone, your pelvis, your glutes back. And that's the sensation we want from it. And by standing too close, we're trying to create space and room by pushing back. As we push back, our chest goes into more flexion, more towards the ground, so we get the feels of staying in posture through that hitting zone. Let's just knock one away doing that. So stand a little bit closer, heels in the air. And if you fall backwards a bit like that, I've got no problem with that. It's all about the sensation of changing the movement is what we're after. It creates loads of space, it creates loads of feel of pushing backwards. It's a great drill for that. The second drill is a little bit easier, I would say. What we're going to do with the second drill is stand in a slightly posterior posture shape. What I mean by that is we're going to really tuck ourselves under and stand a little bit more rounded. Get our glutes tucked underneath our body as best we can. And during the backswing then we're going to try and feel like we go into a more normal posture. Try and feel we stick our butt out. I'm going to try and keep it there and rotate. So we're going tucked under and rounded to more athletic and staying more athletic. And again, it's a great drill to get a feeling of what the pelvis is doing. And again, when we stand with our pelvis kind of locked here, there's nowhere for it to go. It can't go back. It can only go forward. So if we stand a little bit more rounded, and I've got a video out called Perfect Posture, I think it is, or the modern posture. And I talk about getting the pelvis in the right position to allow this to happen. I'm going to overdo it today to make you really feel you're going to move. But the idea is really with the setting up correctly, again, it gets rid of one of those causes that cause you to early extend. So let's go through that. So let's take our setup. So that's my normal kind of setup. Then I'm going to tuck under as best I can. And then from there, as I swing, I'm going to push my butt back. And again, it felt a bit counterintuitive but I felt I had lots of space and loads of room, which is what we're trying to do with this video. Now the third way involves a little purchase. These are from Amazon. These are waist twisting discs. I saw this on one of my friends' Instagram channel, not specifically for this drill, but for a rotational exercise drill. I thought, okay, I could use these for a few things, so I went out and bought some. I think they cost me £8 UK, 8 British pound. So they're not expensive. They're obviously stable bottom half and a twisty top. But again, if I try and early extend, it's a different sensation to when I feel I kind of squat and turn. If I try and get my feet to move and squat, I can't extend. I can't squat and extend at the same time. So the idea in this would be, we'd make a few practice swings, try and get my feet to twist on the rotating disc, get my knees to point outwards like this. And what that will do is stop me extending. So for me, these become a great garden drill or watching TV drill at home. You stand on them, put the club across your chest if you want to, start to make some downswings where we feel a squat and separating the knees. A Sam Snead squat, as it's called. We would get to feel that. It gives us a feeling of rotating through our feet, through our ankles, through our knees, through our quads. And again, most people think it's just upper body, or maybe not think it's upper body, but most people only use upper body. So we're just really trying to get the feeling of how do we get the squat move into our golf swing. So what you do, you make some practice swings, get the sensation, then take that to the golf ball and try and get your feeling of doing that squat. Even if the fall through is a bit restricted, we're trying to focus on the squat move and the rotation of the lower limbs as best we can. So that one felt good. Obviously my fall through was a bit lazy with my feet because I was trying to get the feeling of the squat. But I felt I had that move more than normal. And the golf shot, the strike was great. It was the best one of the lot. And I felt the most fluent of the lot. So 3 drills there, they're really going to change the way my pelvis moves and how I flex through the golf ball to help produce more consistent contact, reduce my hand action, get my plane lower in this delivery. Again, a lot of the guys I talk about the early extend get a very high shaft pitch through the golf ball. And the higher we get the shaft pitches, the harder it is to square up the club face. So we get a lot of poor strikes and a lot of shots to go to the right hand side for a right-handed golfer. So hopefully no more early extension. Obviously it's not going to go overnight. I wish it could. But I think if you can do lots of drills, lots of habits, you can also do other things like using your sofa at home while you're doing maybe the squat move and try and feel you push your tailbone into your sofa or onto your armchair, or you use a golf bag or whatever you want to do. There's loads. These are just 3 of the ones that I think are important you should do. The heel toe would be for one you'd start with for me. Then you'd work onto the posture drill. Then you'd work onto this. So you might do 20 reps with each to get a feel and a sense, and then hit normal shots for 10 to 15 balls after. And it's important to note there that normal shots, there's less reps than the changing reps. Otherwise, you're not going to change a thing. And there's conception you're thinking of something different. So I hope that helps. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like and share. I'd also like to invite you to chat down below, join the community really, and give me some feedback and also some requests for videos. That's really useful. Also, if you haven't already followed or subscribed, hit my logo down the bottom here. Join me in my journey and let me help you improve your golf. So thank you for watching. Have a great holiday. Speak to you soon, or see you soon, back here at the Forest of Arden.